The purpose of this video is to understand the interesting financial situation Tesla is in and learn more about how a company's cash flow works in the process. Tesla is burning money. In 2017, their business has produced a net loss of more than $2.2 billion. With a revenue of around $12 billion, that's a lot of money. It's more than an 18% loss margin. For comparison, Apple was operating their business at a 21% profit margin. But never mind Apple, even compared to its peers, that's still a rough showing. For Tesla, this kind of behavior hasn't been a one-time thing either. It's how they've run their business for years. How can a company that's been losing money for years even exist? The answer is cash. The reason that Tesla still exists is that while Tesla is losing money, they are never running out of cash. When you make a profit, you make money. Congratulations! You usually also get to fill up your cash bucket. When you make a loss, you usually will take from your cash bucket. Now here's the catch. Your cash may never ever go to zero. Ever! The definition of bankruptcy is not making a loss. You're bankrupt when you are out of cash. In fact, you can comfortably run your business at a loss for a while if you have enough cash in your bucket. But when you are out of cash, your business is dead. Dead, 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 dead. So when we ask the question, when is Tesla running out of money? What we really mean is, when is Tesla running out of cash? There are three main pipes connected to a company's cash reserves. Each of these pipes has the power to give cash or take cash, depending on the situation your business is in. The first one is operations. This is the cash your core business produces. The cash you get from selling whatever you sell, minus the cash you lose from paying whoever you have to pay. If you're a mature business with a decent profit margin, then operations is the number one pipe that fills up your cash pile. Tesla's operations still lose them cash. And here's why. Every time they sell a car or a battery or a solar roof, they are paid by their customers in cash. And sometimes they even get the cash before they sell anything. And that cash is more than it costs Tesla to make these products. If you bought a $100,000 Tesla in 2017, it will have cost Tesla only $78,000 to make. But operations is more than just making your product. It's running shops, charging stations, doing research and development. Those are the costs that turn Tesla's gross profits into net losses. And even more important, turn making cash into losing cash. In 2017, Tesla had to take only around $60 million off their cash pile in order to run their operations. Given that these operations have produced a net loss of over $2.2 billion on paper, $60 million in cash is actually not that much. Then there's investments. Factories, headquarters, equipment, all these things cost cash. It's all the cash that, in the books, is not lost to costs, but transformed into other assets. A bit like this. For Tesla, this pipe has been the cash eater because Gigafactory. In 2017, investments claimed over $4.4 billion in cash. Last pipe, financing. This pipe is all the cash you get from lenders or investors in the form of loans or investments. When you take a loan or raise an investment, this pipe gives. When you have to pay back your loan or dividends to your shareholders, this pipe takes. For Tesla, this pipe has been the big giver. In 2017, it provided Tesla with just over $4.4 billion in cash. An amount of money that might ring a bell. The art of good financial management is to keep these three pipes in balance. When you take too much cash too often, your business is broke. When you produce too much cash, your business is inefficient or perceived as running out of ideas. For Apple, these pipes currently look something like this. They have been producing way too much cash over the past decade. What shareholders would have loved to see is this. Apple having plenty of new ideas about how to invest $200+ billion into the future. But instead we got this. Apple returning hundreds of billions of dollars to their shareholders in the form of dividends and stock buybacks. So we have one company producing more cash than they know what to do with, and another that has more ideas than they are making cash for. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, unfortunately, these two gentlemen don't think the same thing. This is Tesla's lifeline. As long as lenders and investors are willing to fill Tesla's cash, they will march on. Should they decide to cut it though, Tesla is truly doomed. What would it take for them to stop pouring cash down that pipe? Lenders are a simple folk. They give you a specific amount of cash for a fixed amount of time to get it back with a specific amount of interest. Simple. They mainly concern themselves with two numbers. First, how likely are you to repay them, and second, what yearly interest should they charge? The higher the first number, the lower the second one, and vice versa. Tesla has raised $3.2 billion in debt in 2017 alone. Very likely not the last time, and that's okay, because all Tesla needs to do to keep borrowing money is keep this number stable, and lenders will keep giving at affordable rates. So how is this number determined? By so-called CRAs, or credit rating agencies. These rating agencies come up with ratings of specific companies through a beautiful, simple, transparent process which always works. Tesla is currently rated at a B2/B3, depending on the class of debt, according to Moody's. Pretty much a meh grade for a company that is so hyped, because 1. Tesla is losing money, and 2. Tesla already has a total amount of debt of $10.4 billion, or almost 90% of their revenue. That's high, although compared to their peers, surprisingly okay. God, Ford really has a debt problem. As for Tesla, if they can keep growing at their current rate, and eventually turn losses into profits, they will be fine. Then Tesla can finally start to rebalance their pipes. That very same rationale is why investors keep investing. The most common way for young companies and startups to fill up their cash pile is by creating new shares in your company and then selling them to interested investors. This process is called a capital raise. And if you want to understand the exact mechanics of how it works, I can only recommend this video by a younger me. Links in the description. Tesla went public in 2010 raising $226 million by selling new shares to stock market investors. That money didn't last them very long. Tesla has raised almost another $4.6 billion in cash from investors through more capital raises. Swapping cash for newly printed shares is a great deal for Tesla. Because first, since their share price is quite high, Tesla needs to print only very few shares for a lot of cash, which means that 2. There isn't a lot of dilution for existing shareholders, and 3. Equity cash is free cash for Tesla, since you never have to pay it back, and Tesla currently doesn't pay dividends either. The reason investors are doing this deal is because, just like lenders, they believe in this. If things go well, lenders will get their money back plus interest, and investors will harvest the fruits of success. But if things go wrong, investors will lose everything, while lenders grab whatever assets are left. That's the deal. And it's a deal they're both willing to make, as long as there's Tesla's sales story. A few years ago, Tesla sold no cars. In 2017, they sold and shipped over 100,000 cars. In 2018, they will sell and ship however many cars they can from their pile of currently over 600,000 pre-orders. And since Tesla is making a gross profit on each car they sell, selling more is exactly what they need to do to become profitable overall. The carrot is right there, but to catch it, they need to deliver, produce more, get bigger, and for that purpose they are investing. So barring a catastrophe, like an exploding gigafactory or Elon Musk actually deciding to leave Earth altogether and finally live on Mars, Tesla's cash pipe is not running dry anytime soon. And even then it might not. The buckets will be filled with outside cash as long as there's the promise that one day sales can take over, and they might just make it. Tesla has proven its market, and with the highest customer satisfaction in the industry, they have proven their product. The vision is big and so are the costs, but nothing is more powerful than the right idea at the right time. And Tesla has landed this sweet spot. Many say it's an iPhone moment when people saw the future and there was no stopping it. And that's why Tesla won't be running out of